The Weeknd's latest album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, is not just another album release, it's the final chapter in a trilogy and also the end of the Weeknd persona as we know it. This trilogy has taken listeners on a journey through fame, identity, and mortality. With each installment, The Weeknd has pulled back the curtain on the highs and lows of his persona, and now he's preparing to bring the story to a powerful close. In a recent interview with Variety, The Weeknd revealed his intention to retire his stage name following the release of Hurry Up Tomorrow. Reflecting on his journey, Abel stated, "It's a headspace I've got to get into that I just don't have any more desire for." He emphasized the relentless nature of the music industry, noting, "It becomes this rat race. More accolades, more success, more shows, more albums, more awards, and more number ones. It never ends until you end it." This decision signifies a desire to conclude the chapter of The Weeknd at last. It all started in 2020 with After Hours, a record that was more than music, it was an experience. From the first notes to the last, The Weeknd painted a vivid picture of a man grappling with the dark side of fame. The red suit he wore throughout the era became iconic, its polished beginnings giving way to a battered and bloodied version that mirrored the story's descent into chaos. It wasn't just about the glitz and glamour, it was about the price paid for it. Fans connected deeply with the raw honesty and cinematic visuals that brought the album to life. Then came Dawn FM in 2022, the second chapter of the trilogy. If After Hours was a dive into hedonism and self-destruction, Dawn FM took a step back to reflect on it all. The album was framed as a surreal radio broadcast with eerie interludes and narration from Jim Carrey. This time The Weeknd showed us a much older version of himself, wrinkled with silver hair, a visual representation of time slipping away. It wasn't just about aging, it was about confronting life's inevitable end. The music and imagery delved into themes of regret, redemption, and the search for meaning in the twilight of one's life. Dawn FM was more than an album, it was a haunting exploration of the space between life and death. And now we've reached the final act, Hurry Up Tomorrow. The title itself hints at urgency, a race against time perhaps, or a desire to embrace whatever comes next. This album promises to close the chapter on the persona The Weeknd has crafted over the years. If After Hours was chaos and Dawn FM was reflection, then Hurry Up Tomorrow feels like resolution. Fans are already buzzing with questions. Will it be a goodbye to everything this trilogy has stood for? Or will it offer a glimpse of something new, a rebirth of sorts? As we gear up for this final chapter, it's hard not to reflect on how much these albums have meant. They've redefined what it means to make a concept album and encouraged listeners to think about big questions. Who are we? What does it all mean? And what happens when the curtain falls? This trilogy has held up a mirror to The Weeknd's world and ours, blending personal vulnerability with cultural commentary in a way few artists can. Saying goodbye to this era is bittersweet. It's the end of something extraordinary, but it's also a chance for The Weeknd to reinvent himself once again. Fans can only imagine what's next, but one thing is certain, whatever he does, he'll keep us hooked. With his creativity and fearless approach to music, The Weeknd will continue to surprise and inspire, no matter where his journey takes him. But what are your thoughts on this big moment? The Weeknd's trilogy has been an incredible journey of storytelling, and this final chapter feels like a heartfelt goodbye to an iconic persona. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what this era has meant to you. Let's take a moment to celebrate everything that's made this journey so special. And hey, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the most fascinating stories in music. Thanks for tuning in, and here's to the future of Abel Tesfaye.